What's up, guys? Welcome back to Men of the Spirit. Today we're giving away this 105 centimeter Labrooks Falcon spear gun. This thing is perfect for shooting some kole, shooting some fish fry, some mempachi, anything in the holes. You know the deal. Throw a comment in the section and you'll put your name in for the running for this bad boy right here. The winner of the last giveaway of last video, the lobster dive, this nice fish collar right here, is Elias Agbayani. I think I might have butchered your name, sorry bro, but throw your address up in the comments. I'm gonna ship this to you completely free. Thank you so much for supporting, for being a subscriber. And guys, today we got an awesome video. Lucio and I are going diving in the far remote parts of Maui. We gotta drive an hour to get there, and then we gotta walk 3 miles in my wetsuit, which was actually really difficult. But we had to walk all over lava rock. We went to this secret beach and it was insane. So to see more of some point of view shots from Lucio, go ahead and check out his video. I'm sure he's gonna be posting it pretty soon. But guys, thanks so much for tuning in. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and read your Bibles. Shoots! It's gonna be a good dive day. Let's get it. All right, Lucio, ready for this epic dive right here? Whew, got some goats. There they are. Let's go. Load up the spear. There's a bunch right here. What's up, buddy? All right, after 1 hour walk, 1 hour drive, a sweaty hat, and some muddy feet. Woo! Finally ready to go dive. This awesome spot right here. Whew.
And I get really bad rash, so I'm gonna make myself some socks.
Whew. Nice. Oh, perfect. Jumping in the water, you know this is going to be a good day when you see this nice reef structure, a bunch of small fish just swimming around, a very lively coral reef, and then we got these fat nanui right here in the shallows, and that's always a good sign. I love shooting these nanui, but with this 3 mile hike I just did, I'm not trying to haul those things back. I could get those things practically anywhere. So here's the first drop of the day, and it's literally 15 feet. And I'm just checking out the zone. I mean, there's papio swimming by, there's goatfish, there's uhu, there's a bunch of small fish, and I'm just stoked that it's such a healthy reef. So I know this is going to be a really fun dive, and I'm looking for some caves. Found one right here. I put my left hand on, and ooh, you guys see that? That's a mempachi right there. So here's a nice mempachi hole. I'm going to come back to that guy in a little bit, but just going to look around for some mu, uhu, uku, some of the better fish that usually aren't in the shallows, but at remote spots like this, you could find them in the shallows. So we're going to be looking at that today and going after hunting some of those fish. The one thing about this day is the current was ripping, so I had to make sure I anchor my buoy and I switch out my gun with my 3-prong. So I just come back to this hole. I figured instead of going further out, I might as well just get a couple minpachis. And this is my first time using this 3-prong. It's an aluminum and graphite hybrid. So I hit the first one right here and I'm pulling it out. And this guy got some sort of damage. Try and throw in the comment, what do you think happened to this minpachi? But either he got shot before, he's missing his whole fin. Maybe he got hit by an eel or scratched his back on a reef that tore off half of his fins. But that guy got some damage right there. I'm gonna still eat him. In this clip, you're going to be able to tell that these heavy aluminum spears are a little bit slower than the graphites. You know, I prefer the graphite over the Evolve carbon. I think the graphites are super fast. I haven't tried a ski prong yet, but that eel comes out to get my pachi and I pull back so fast that it just pulls the 3-prong right out. So that was a bummer, but I got a pachi on and now I've got my gun and I'm going for some bigger fish. And here I'm stalking this moo. So I'm dropping on this moo. I'm hiding right behind this reef right here. And you could see it right in the distance. It's kind of hard to see, but he's coming in. And I'm gonna lunge at him, try and take this shot. He's not broadside. I should have waited a little longer. I'm trying to wait for him to go broadside. Take my shot and he turns the other way, so I missed that. Now here we almost get hit by this boat. We have our flag up, we have our buoy. You know, I learned from my mistakes. I'm like a boat magnet right here. But we're throwing up our spear guns, we're yelling. He's just a guy taking some people on a tourist snorkeling trip. As soon as he sees us, especially when there's waves and current, it's hard to see a buoy in the water, but as soon as he sees us, he turns around. I heard that boat under the water and I told Lucio, bro, there's a boat somewhere. I'm not sure where it's at, but it's somewhere. And sure enough, we get up, we look, and it was still about 200 yards off, so we were totally fine.
Hey, don't
but
dive yet.
That's one of the things I got PTSD from being run over that boat. You can check that in my other video, but man, always dive with a buoy. You do not want to be run over by a boat and ruin your $300 to $500 carbon fins, that's for sure. But more importantly, save your life. So after that got out of our heads, we were able to go back to our dive, and the current's still ripping, but it's clear, there's fish. We're having a fun time right here. We stumble upon this pinnacle out here at about 50 feet, and there's just nanui everywhere. Granted, they're small, and there's triggerfish everywhere, which is just a good sign. There's some fish down here. So at the bottom, there's going to be some big boys. And I drop down. As I'm dropping down, I see this moo. You can see him right there by the sand. Now I'm thinking I'm going to try and dive bomb him. And as I'm going towards him, this Moana collie just comes out of this cave. So I change my trajectory. And I usually don't dive bomb Moana collie, but this guy just kind of came on me when I was diving. So I decided to take a shot from the top, and I hit him right through the back of the head, through the gill plate. I think that the shaft's not all the way through, but it went all the way through, and it's a really good hold, but I'm playing it really gentle because I think I'm going to pull out my shaft. So when I think that my fish is not all the way on, I pull it up really slow. And if it's a good fish, then I'm going to ask for a backup shot. But this is, you know, it's just like a 2-pounder, maybe 3-pound Hanakai, which is a good fish. It's a, you know, a really good reef fish, but it's not a uku or a lua or something that needs a backup shot. So I'm just pulling it up myself and stoked to get this guy. Oh, you had a double move?
Yeah.
Oh,
Like 8 pounds.
no.
Bro, the wood there, he was
Wait, it's in a cave? Are they still there? Probably not. Yeah? Which way were you facing? No. That's a good dive buddy right there. So he's telling me what he saw at the bottom. He's telling me which way they were. It's my turn to dive, so he wants me to catch some. This is really awesome. If you want to see that shot of Lucio hitting 2 moo in 1 shot, go ahead and check out his video. He just put one up a couple days ago, and here he's coming up with the moo right here. So he was able to take a drop and get one and secure it. So guys, it's always good to have a great dive buddy. On this drop, I was really hoping to see an Alua house because all those Nanui, they're swimming in and out of this hole. And usually that's a sign that there's some Papio or Alua in there. And that table boss, that's a male table boss right there. That thing was just begging for me to shoot it, but I let him go. I see that there's a Minpachi hole right there, so I'm gonna go ahead and hook my gun back up. I didn't see any Luas, I just saw Nui, table boss. But I'm gonna grab my 3-prong and go down for some of these Pachis. So I love shooting Minpachi, and I just do a straight miss on that one right there. But they're over here, and usually when you have a decent Minpachi hole, you're gonna get about 10 shots on them until they scurry back to the other edge or inside the hole. And if there's 2 different sides, you could go from side to side until they finally get smart enough and they figure out, hey, we're gonna go to like right up against the corner inside the hole, and then you got to go find another Minpachi hole. But for this one, I was able to hit this one and pull it up. So now we got this Minpachi hole and a really nice structure to dive around. Guys, go ahead and support Lucio. Check out his channel at Lucio Leal and give him some support. Subscribe to him and help him out. 15-year-old. This guy's going to be sponsored. Super good spearfisher, and he's actually getting the majority of the fish today. So I'm just like out here. I might as well be snorkeling. I'm out here recording this guy. He is a hammer. So great dive buddy, and it's always important to dive safe and dive with a buddy. So give him some support. So Lucio hits this nice 8-pound uku. It takes practically his whole line. He holds his breath for 2.5 minutes. And on dives like that, you gotta be watchful of your buddy. So I go down to retrieve it. If you saw that fish over there, that was a nice barjack. But I go down, grab this uku for him, and his shaft is stuck. So I'm gonna leave his shaft right there, and I'm just gonna bring the uku up because it's not brained. I don't want it to slip out of my fingers. I'm gonna bring it up for him and make sure that he gets this nice fish. This is a PB for Lucio right here. And man, just really proud of him. Awesome fish. That's about 70-foot drop, shooting an 8-pound uku, 2.5 minute breath hold. That's good stuff right there. Yep. Huh?
He's still alive, right?
Yep.
Can you brain him?
Nice, bro.
Yo, good. Thank you, bro.
You're welcome. That's a haul right there. 8-pound uku, 3-pound Hanakai, and a decent sized moo. Man, that's enough for the day. So we decided to come in, and this is a clip of the current. We are kicking. We're just not going anywhere. So we got caught in this whirlpool right here where The current is pushing us into the rocks, but the waves are hitting the rocks and then pulling us back. And we're just out of breath and we're ready to call it. We still got a 3-mile hike back.
See the shadow of the camera,
So it was about an hour walk there and an hour walk back, and our fish are just getting fried. So on trips like this, the downside is your fish just do not get preserved the way that you want. Overall, a great dive, and can't wait to put out another video in a couple weeks here. All right, welcome back to our 1 minute with God. Guys, today our scripture we're reading is 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 31. It says, "So whether you eat or drink or whatever you do, do it all for the glory of God." You know, today the challenge is simple. Whatever you're going to do in life, whatever you do, do it for the glory of God. So ask yourself, does the way that I speak to my wife glorify God? Does the way that I conversate with my friends, does that glorify God? When I'm working, Colossians 3:23 says, whatever you do, work at it with all your heart as if you're working for the Lord. My work ethic towards my boss, does it glorify God? You know, a lot of times we want to be angry at our bosses and because our bosses treat us unfair, but really the Bible teaches us work for your boss as if you're working for the Lord, not for a human master. So whatever you do in life, ask yourself and filter it through this one question. In doing this, am I glorifying God? Guys, thanks so much for tuning in. You can catch us at Queen Kaahamanu Center in Maui at 5:30 p.m. Just come have some free dinner. We're going to do a Bible discussion from 6 to 6:30, but 5:30 to 6, we're just going to be eating dinner. You're invited. We also have church service. I'll put the link up in the end of the video. We meet right behind Maui Toyota. Come and worship God together. Let's glorify God in everything we do. Guys, thanks so much for tuning in. God bless.
Who made this, man? It's so good.
Yes.